All right. Well, hello, everyone. We are so excited that you're with us. And if you want to build a business that you can sell for more money than you can possibly spend in a lifetime, then guess what? Listen up, because this is for you.
So ultimately, the headline up front is that if you want to sell your business, then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make your business less risky.
So notice what he didn't say. He didn't say, quote, tell a better growth story or generate more revenue. No, he said,
less risky. Less risky equals sellability for the buyer.
So today we're going to be walking through 8 of the sellability levers. And so there's 8 things that you've got to just make disappear if you want to make your business worth more. So I just want to kind of tell you, this is actually from a painful lesson that we both learned. We both had businesses that went to the Inc. 5000 and Inc. 500 lists. And guess what? We made some mistakes ourselves. And so we now are trying to share that with you. So if you are listening to this and you want to take some chips off the table, it's so funny. When I talk to sellers all the time, they're like exact words. It's kind of like baby boomers. We all like know this line. We say, let's take some chips off the table. And so people assume that everyone would be inspired by their growth projections, but in reality, what is the major things we need to look at?
Well, they start looking at things like channel risk or key man risk, right? Or too much concentration on one customer, right? And inventory can be a problem. So they start looking at a business in those categories, and when they do, they look at ours that way, they look at other businesses that way. All they see is risk.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I've seen people, we just got on a call with someone who was like, look, I could have sold my business for $40 million and I thought I could sell it for more. And now he's going to make about a quarter of that. So, hear it all the time. We see it all the time. But I've also seen where companies that didn't sell when they should have, they were 8-figure businesses that crashed and burned, and the buyers were going to buy. And for all the reasons we're going to talk about today, the buyers bailed during due diligence, and it was kind of a scary thing. So we want to protect you in that.
The amazing thing is as you build this business to be sellable, you're actually building it to be more scalable. Because a lot of times what stops you from scaling is what also limits you in selling.
Yeah, so they're the same thing. It's like, do I want to make it scalable? And then some people are like, well, I don't want to make it scalable. It's like, listen, all the things that give you top dollar are the same things that make it scalable. So let's start with the first lever that we're talking about, and that is brand and market risk, okay? And so what I want to talk to you about there is, if you're selling a product, and let's say an AI company is a perfect one right now, because everyone who has a SaaS product right now, I'm telling them, look, you're getting actively disrupted right now. If you own a SaaS company, AI is disrupting you. Now, we've got certain companies that we're working with right now that are SaaS companies that AI is not disrupting, which we love working with those companies, but they are getting disrupted. So think about cable. Talk about that one.
Yeah, a cable company right now, they're being hacked and put into pieces, right? Because AI is coming in, and you know that you're finding the news on social media and online. And you're going to get that through AI. That's going to disrupt. And so it's messing up the media companies. The news companies.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. Like, you could be in a good market, but if you have a brand or a product that's in decline, that's still a problem. And we always joke. Have you guys ever seen this clip from Ricky Bobby? And he says,
if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, and that's not totally true, but...
No, but it is really, really important, right? Because you need to be in the top of your industry. When you're trying to grow and you're trying to exit, it really is very, very valuable and very, very helpful to be in the top. And there's other reasons for that, even including roll-ups and stuff like that, to be a platform company. But ultimately, you want to be top, you want to be you want to
Yeah,
be the
so
best.
I would say like marketing is a company right now that's really getting disrupted. Like if you own a marketing company or if you have any kind of training company, those are the two companies that I feel like AI is really, really disrupting, because it's like a marketing company, you can go into Claude right now. And I think the biggest one is graphic design. Think about graphic designers.
For sure.
They are really getting beat down because you can go into Claude and be like, design me this, design me that, and it can make it for you in no time. So
yeah, I mean, so if you're in one of those industries, right, your choice is either to give up, or you're going to quit, or you're going to have to just wait and die a slow, painful death.
yeah, but you could do some AI training, on that same thing, and you basically choose to pivot, right? Because if you have a graphic design company, you could do something with AI where you train AI training. You can have pre-trained AI bots and assistants because everyone knows what an AI flyer looks like, and it just doesn't look good when you have everything you're making look like AI. So you can do some twisting and turning and make it. All right, so the next one is, some people call it key man risk. I guess the feminist movement would call it key person risk.
I've seen this, and I actually fought this, and it's a really hard thing to overcome, because if you have this problem and you can't figure out ways to solve it, then you really can get stuck. I mean, I had it to a place where I was running video ads and it was all me. And I was like, I want to step out of it. And when I stepped out of it, it seemed like sales slowed, right? And so then you get scared, so then you go back in. And I bet other people just kind of go back and forth in that. But ultimately, to move to a saleable company, you have to move out of that and really drive your business.
Well, I agree and disagree, because I feel like for every company, you need a face for the company, and the best person to be that a lot of times is the founder. But they don't have to do all of it. They can have other people doing some of it, and I think that you can figure there's got to be a balance with that. If you look at the companies that do really well, the founder is a lot of times the face of the company. So
But that may even be in publicly traded, because these people that are the influencers and stuff like that really are going to struggle to exit those kind of businesses. If they're in that space, it's nothing wrong with being the face of it. You just, to get to the higher sellability, it eventually comes out of you doing it. That's okay. You can be the face. I mean, when you're running a real estate company, if your name is on it, eventually you adapt into something else, and then that's your next level of business, which gives you another level of sellability.
Yeah, so I originally had a company called Chantel Ray Real Estate. I was the face, I was the brand. The slogan was, if it has to sell, call Chantel. Then grew the company to Canzel Realty. And then I ended up selling that company. And so then we actually took that same brand because they wanted the systems and the agents and that sort of thing. So then we changed the brand to Canzel Business Brokers.
Right. Part of doing the deals, we got to keep the asset of the brand, which is valuable to us. And, in doing this, when you're going into this place of getting out of the key man, what you have to be able to do is know your KPIs of saying, how do I generate a lead that can come in that's not coming in because of me, and how does it convert to a sale or a revenue that's not because of me? When those things can happen, that's really a big way of coming out of being the key man.
Yeah. And I think there's the first thing you have to do is, like you said, create an operating system. But I want everyone to write this down. Put it on your refrigerator. I don't care how you do it, but this is so important. If the more valuable you are to your business, the less valuable your business is. I mean, it's just like, say it again, say it again, say it again.
Yeah.
The more valuable you are to your business, the less valuable your business is.
And just to clarify that, it's like your business can make a lot of money with you being the key person. Nothing wrong with that. It's just the risk when the person comes in to buy it says it's worth less with you out of it, because it may not drive in the same amount of revenue. So if you can replace the revenue without you, the revenue without you is worth more than the revenue with you, even though with you it can make a lot more money.
And you're actually better at this one thing than I would say.
I'm just kidding.
Is that you want to make sure that you diversify your functional roles, because one of the things I've had the bad habit of doing is, like, if your operations manager is also your sales manager and also does client onboarding from time to time, and I like to have people do lots of different things.
Because you cross-train them.
I cross-train them, which is really good, but at the same time, they should have one main job that they focus on, and just that, and you do a better job than me.
Oh, I like it. My brain sees that in the lanes, right? You see risk in that if that person's gone, that lane is down. and I see it as a conveyor belt of like the Ford Motor Company, and then you run it all the way through, and I go, all right, fine, I'll just have to figure that lane out if I have to.
Yeah, because I really believe like every critical function, that person should be training up a number 2 and a number 3 and a number 4. I like to have someone on deck. I like someone waiting in the wings and a third person and a fourth person. Like if someone's on vacation, I want nothing to be missed.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You're adding to this level of this that you do have to have it. You can't have a lane where somebody does it and nobody can fill in, because if nobody can go on vacation, then a buyer that comes in and sees the business sees risk. They say, if that player's not there, then I don't have it. And I think you solved it that way, and there's multiple ways probably to solve it, but you can't be 3 deep where you're like, hey, I've got somebody on deck at all times, right? Like think of it even like schools. The teacher's out. They have a substitute teacher ready. But they don't have a substitute teacher for every teacher because they don't expect every teacher to be out. If they had one for that, then the payroll would be too high.
Yeah. And the mindset flip is just that not just you can take off, but also your team.
Right.
So if you're selling, don't try to impress the buyers with how hard you work. Like if you're like, well, I mean, I'm just grinding, 30 hours, 50 hours, every single week. And, if you want to try to actually impress them with how little you work, that gives them the confidence that when you're gone, things still work. So let's talk about level 3, which is systems risk. The thing is that you can't be the only one. Everything in your brain, that everything works right here, that's a major problem.
Yeah, I mean, I was really bad at this in the beginning. Like, I just couldn't do it. But I mean, I had to have the players around me that were detailed that could go in and do it. With AI now, I think it makes it so much easier. I mean, you know the right prompts to ask. I still don't seem like I ask the right prompts because it always gives me the wrong thing. Like, and I'm like, no, this. Like, and I yell at it, and it just, for whatever reason, goes, oh, okay, Ryan, this is what you want. And so, still never gives me what I want. But so, yes, having those systems is really the key to rolling out. It should never be easier than now. But again, going back to what you said, if they're grinding in the business and they're the key person and they're doing all this, then it usually rolls down, and they're the brand, then it rolls down to that, then they don't have the time or the bandwidth to just give the prompts to AI and create the systems.
Yeah, and I think that the biggest thing is for us, we're doing an AI agent. We have an AI agent named Kylie that's really, really great. If you ever want to get information on creating an AI agent, it's the best thing it's so awesome.
It's so inexpensive.
Yeah, it's
relatively
really
inexpensive for what it does.
Yeah. And one of the things that we have done is we've created this platform. So like for us, we have the Canzel portal, and everything that someone can need is in that portal, and it makes it so much easier, and we can help teach you how to do that. So, all right, well, let's go right into level 4, which is customer concentration. And this one's a big one because I'll let you kind of explain a little bit about like in your REO days when you were doing that.
I wish I knew this before, and at the same time, I wish I never learned this, all right? Because once you learn this concentration thing, you start to see it in everything, and you go, oh my gosh, if that went out, I would lose business. This is the thing that keeps businesses up at night. If 60% of your business is with one customer and you lose that one customer, we see this all the time. I have businesses that I kind of feel that it's that way, and I'm like, okay, how do we spread that out? And so you constantly have to be working on that because it's too much fear. It should be too much fear for you. When you sell it, you feel like you're getting rid of the fear, but when you pass that fear to the new buyer, they are not dumb. They see that that's a fear too. They see it really quickly and easily. If you didn't see it or know it and just looked at the bottom line number and said, oh, look how much money we're making without looking at the risk, you're really, missing something.
Yeah, and I will tell you, we had a couple of deals that we looked at it, and literally 60% of sales came from one of those companies. To be honest, even getting 25% of your sales from just one customer is a real problem, to be honest.
Yeah, it depends on the industry and what it is, how solid those contracts are, what kind of terms they can have. But yeah, I mean, the closer you look at it, I mean, then you can decide the risk in it. And so this is all fun. This is the fun part of the game, is doing this. So as y'all are learning this and doing this in your business, I mean, I think you're going to see some risk, and then you're going to fix it, and you're actually going to feel better about the business, and it's going to grow and scale.